Have you ever wondered why it's so easy to cave under pressure at mass gatherings and lose your life savings? Stick around, and you'll discover how brutal crowd psychology works and why your brain literally switches off logical thinking when you're in a group. This video will solve your problem of blindly following the herd and protect your finances from calculating leaders. You're going to build a mental shield against manipulation. Here is exactly what you can expect, step by step. Step 1. How to neutralize social proof and the blind herd effect. Step 2. How to break the toxic us versus them mentality and avoid tribalism. Step 3. How to avoid falling into a collective trance and stop your logic from shutting down. Hi, I am James. On this channel, I talk about how to make money. If you're interested in this content, subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, and stay tuned. Let's discuss 3 methods to defend yourself against crowd manipulation techniques. Understanding these mechanisms is the foundation of protecting your capital. Method 1. Leveraging social proof, the herd effect. Imagine a mechanism that forces you to unconditionally copy the behavior of others. Humans are naturally social creatures with a deep-seated need to belong. Manipulators use the principle of social proof by convincing individuals that since everyone else believes something or acts a certain way, they should follow suit. The crowd tends to blindly mimic the actions of the majority because people subconsciously believe there is safety in numbers. This leads to a phenomenon known as the madness of crowds, where individuals completely stop thinking for themselves and hand over control to the masses. Real-life example. You're at a presentation for an expensive investment system. The room is packed. Suddenly, the host announces a VIP package. You see dozens of people immediately jump up and rush to the sales desk with their credit cards. You feel intense pressure. If everyone is running to buy it, it must be profitable, right? You stand up and buy it too. In reality, those first few people are often paid actors, shills. The seller created an artificial herd effect to trigger your FOMO, fear of missing out. How it works. Recognize the artificial crowd. Always remind yourself that the majority is usually wrong, especially in finance. Ignore the emotions of those around you. Ask tough questions. Demand hard historical data, balance sheets, and independent audits. Never rely solely on crowd reviews as they can be completely fabricated. The benefits. You regain absolute independent control over your money. You avoid costly scams, Ponzi schemes, and speculative bubbles. You profit where cold logic prevails. You protect your business from blindly following unprofitable trends. Method 2. Building an us versus them mentality. The next threat is the artificial categorization of society. To effectively lead a crowd, manipulators make people identify strongly with their specific group or party. Religious leaders, politicians, and cult leaders appeal to human tribal instincts to categorize, divide, and pit people against each other. Creating an us versus them narrative forces absolute loyalty and blind obedience to the leader. Through this conditioning, the crowd becomes willing to fight or even kill members of another group over the most trivial differences. In the financial world, this means isolation and hostility toward anyone outside the group. Real-life example, you join a new multi-level marketing MLM company. From day one, a charismatic leader drills into you that only your structure offers true financial freedom. The leader claims your family, friends, and other companies are just envious 9-to-5ers. He calls them slaves to the system who want to stop your success. He builds a toxic wall. When your family warns you about losing your savings, you react with aggression. You trust only the leader, treating your loved ones as enemies. You end up alone with the group, giving them all your time and money. How it works. Watch the leader's language. If any business supervisor, politician, or mentor tells you to cut off your family or tax others without nuance, Run immediately. This is classic isolation. Don't let them destroy your social safety net. Treat every signal of group superiority, only we know the truth, as an attempted brainwashing. Always seek opinions from independent experts outside your circle. The benefits: you keep the support of your family and objective friends. You maintain intellectual independence. You don't become a free laborer in cult like business structures. Your investments are based on partnership, not fanaticism. Method 3: inducing a collective trance and bypassing logic. The final and most insidious technique is a direct attack on your consciousness. During mass meetings, the participants' minds are particularly vulnerable, drifting in and out of full awareness. Specific vibrations, along with a forced, monotonous vocal rhythm, mimicking a human heartbeat, put the crowd into a trance and stimulate alpha waves, making the crowd incredibly defenseless. In this state, the capacity for rational judgment is switched off, and people begin to uncritically accept any suggestion from the speaker as a direct command. Governments, dictators, and leaders have long used these trance mechanisms, combined with propaganda, to subtly control the masses. Real-life example: you're attending an expensive self-development seminar. The room is dim. Rhythmic, pulsating music flows from the speakers, perfectly synced with your heartbeat. The speaker on stage repeats key phrases about wealth and freedom in a monotonous, steady tempo. He gives simple instructions and uses vague, foggy language. The crowd starts clapping rhythmically. Suddenly, you feel detached from reality. Your critical judgment falls asleep. Under the influence of growing suggestion, you walk to the booth without hesitation and buy a $10,000 mentoring package. You wake up the next day and have no idea why you spent that money, how it works. Consciously use a pattern interrupt. Be alert to unnatural, pulsating music and the hypnotic, monotonous voice of a speaker. If you notice these stimuli, you must force your conscious mind to engage. Ask yourself logical questions in your head. Change your body posture. Do something unexpected. Look away from the stage at irregular intervals to break your focus. Do not give in to the physical rhythm of the crowd. The benefits: you never let yourself be hypnotized by salespeople or trainers. Your mind stays sharp and analytical in any environment. You remain in full control of your spending. You keep your hard-earned money in your pocket instead of surrendering to collective euphoria. Most people stop at step 3, but if you do this one extra thing, absolutely no crowd psychologist will be able to exploit you. That secret is physical evacuation. Collective manipulation, alpha wave vibrations, and social proof only have power over you when you are physically in the epicenter of the formed crowd. Your critical faculty, logical mind, shuts down when you are surrounded by shouting or hypnotized people. Therefore, if you ever feel sudden pressure, growing shortness of breath, disorientation, or artificial euphoria, just get up and leave. Go to the bathroom, walk outside the building, get some fresh air. Breaking visual and audio contact with the group instantly resets your nervous system. Physical detachment immediately restores your ability to think rationally. The trance magic vanishes instantly. Establish an ironclad rule. Never make decisions about investments, contracts, or purchases while in a crowd. Always take the documents to a quiet office. In solitude, no brainwashing tricks will work, and your wallet will remain perfectly safe. We're nearing the end, so let's summarize the key lessons for protecting yourself against crowd manipulation. Don't ignore your own logic. Just because thousands of people are buying something doesn't mean it's a good investment. Block the urge to mimic the herd. Run away from leaders who categorize people and create an us versus them mentality. No one has the right to isolate you from friends and family. Expose the hypnotic rhythm. Recognize monotonous speech and pulsating music at events. Break the trance by asking conscious questions. Always isolate yourself physically from the crowd before making a key financial decision. Have you ever spent money under intense herd pressure at an event? Let me know what you do today to avoid giving in to collective emotions at conferences. Subscribe to the channel and let's build our knowledge together.